Hello and welcome to Just for Fun with the Fellas. Minus the fellas, once again, it's just Kyle. Well, I also have Kyle over there. It's great to be here, Kyle. I wanted to first off say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know usually people, you watch these videos of, oh, thank you so much, but you don't really feel it. I hope you can feel this one. It truly made my day and made my whole entire year. I mean, the fact that it truly made all the times editing whenever I didn't really want to or posting or stuff like that worth it. I think I lost track of, we were getting these views, but I didn't think that they were actually real. I don't know how to describe that. You see views on the videos and stuff like that and likes but the comments were absolutely phenomenal. And you guys don't have to comment, but I love reading everyone's comments and stuff like that. But it truly felt incredible to know that people actually want to hear me talk and they tune in every week and they smile a little bit over the podcast. And it's not just a joke or a hobby almost. It's what I really like to do is talk and to make people smile. So the fact that now I know it's actually people are looking forward to the post and looking forward to something to watch and listen to is absolutely phenomenal. So welcome to season 2. We're still working on the name change. I read that Just for Fun was up there for changing it, so it'll just be Just for Fun for now. But I thought of some other names I'd like to run past you. So Kyle, can you tell us the other names? Yeah, so some of the name changes that I've been thinking about. Maybe Hope You Smile, All Smiles, Just for Fun, Nothing Except Everything, or Not Normal. I like all these. Vote in the comments what you think. I think just for now, it's going to be Just for Fun, but I'm leaning towards All Smiles. I really like the All Smiles or the Nothing Except Everything, because we cover absolutely everything on this, but it's all about nothing. So let me know what you think. And for other things, I read the comments of maybe start vlogging or streaming or something like that. Maybe I'll start vlogging or do other types of videos, but for now, it'll just be the podcast. I've always wanted to shoot videos like Casey Neistat, almost how it's a mini movie, almost a cinematic masterpiece is every single one of his vlogs. It told a story. It told what was going on in his life, and the fact that he did it daily for so long is so incredible, and it's so cool that he can go back and watch that. So I've always thought about vlogging, but at the same time, I don't think the fellas would want to be in the vlogs at times. So right now, I think if we did do vlogs or any sort of videos, it would be almost like a movie or shot like a movie, but very, very quick. And not sure how I'd do that. It'd probably be mostly at the beach. I went to the beach this weekend. I went Saturday, and then I also went Monday. And I've learned that I absolutely love the beach more and more every time that I go. I mean, whenever I was younger, if you told me that, I would look at you like this. Oh, yeah. If you looked at Carl would be looking at you like you got 10 heads. I mean, it's pretty nuts how growing up you start to realize things aren't that bad and you start to enjoy everything basically. Like I just had a fried clam for the very first time and they were actually really, really good. I've always been scared of clams. I've always been scared of the texture of it, the look of it, and I just had a fried one and it was fantastic. I got a lobster roll, second lobster roll of the season. I absolutely love lobster rolls. I think the hot ones are better. I think I'm a hot lobster roll guy. I like the butter. I like I got onion rings with it too. It was absolutely phenomenal. And just something about a lobster roll in New England in the summer is just chef's kiss. I mean, you can't go wrong with a lobster roll. And I know it's like, I feel bad for the lobster, but he just tastes so good. I know that's a little graphic, but it's absolutely phenomenal. And it's kind of like an East Coast thing of that's how summer starts, is you have a lobster roll and bang, you're in summertime. So if you ever just want it to be summertime, have a lobster roll. I guess that's what I'm trying to say is is that. But I think whenever I was younger, I didn't love the beach because sand would get everywhere, and I didn't enjoy the waves. It was too cold. But now that I'm growing up, I can deal with the cold. I've fallen in love with the beach. I feel like, I don't know if it's because my girlfriend introduced me to the beach almost, or surfing. Surfing has been a big part of it, but I'm not a very good surfer. I just love to say that I am, and maybe manifesting it to be a good to be a good surfer. Maybe I'll shoot a surf vlog. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe learning how to surf, but I'm getting off track. I went to the beach and it was beautiful. It started raining and it was a whole debacle of events that happened. But the water was freezing, but it felt real good on my skin. So I feel like, and as you look out into the ocean and see nothing for ages, it really makes you think how small you actually are and how much things really don't matter almost, but they do. And that's all that really matters to me, is if it matters to me or matters to someone. I freaking love that. I love that everyone has their own passion. And I talked about it last episode, so you guys already heard it, but I love that everyone's living their own life. So I will say a story of whenever I was younger too, we do a lot of beach trips. There's a time that we went to Hampton Beach. If you haven't heard of Hampton Beach, it's a strip, and it's kind of like the Jersey Shore, but cooler. I don't know how to describe it. But we went to Hampton Beach, and there's 2 arcades there. And they are massive. They're 2 massive arcades, and they're super fun. They're super cool. And I was supposed to be meeting my friend, and my mom dropped me off and went and hung out with her friend because her friend was there. And I ended up playing in the arcade for like an hour and then texting my friend that I was there. This is whenever I was probably 13. And then he wrote me into a sleepover, and I really didn't want to go on the sleepover. And, well, I did, but then thank goodness my mom pulled me out of there because there's no way I would have lasted the night. You know those feelings of, I don't know if you're in the same boat as me, but whenever I was younger, I hated sleepovers. I would want to stay the night, but then once sleeping actually happened, it got boring and I didn't want to be there anymore. It's like one of those things of, it's a great idea in the moment, and then you start to realize you have to spend another 6 hours here not doing anything because everyone else is sleeping. Like, I remember one sleepover. It was probably my first sleepover. It was at a kid's birthday party, and I was probably 10, 11. They set up tents in the backyard, so everyone got a tent. There was a big tent with probably 8 of us in it, and then a 2-person tent, and then another tent, probably the same size. And I was sleeping next to my friend. I didn't plan to sleep over. I was planning on going home with my mom later that day, or before the nighttime hole happened. So I didn't bring anything. They gave me a sleeping bag. They were like, "Oh, I'll just take it." And we were playing the song Rude until probably 11, and we were like, it's so late. And my friend had a phone. I didn't have a phone at the time, but so this was probably 9, probably 5th grade. Sorry, I'm jumping off track. It's a very not relevant story, but I realized at that moment that I was not a sleepover kid, because now I'm great at sleepovers. You know, it doesn't matter to me. I'll sleep over. But whenever I was back, little Kyle, he hated sleepovers, but he loved the idea of them. And there was many times where I would call my mom and be like, "Hey, I really want you to pick me up." And she'd be like, "Okay, here I come." She's the best. Or my dad would come pick me up, whatever. He's also the best. And it's a great idea until you're in those sleeping hours, because once you hit those sleeping hours, if you don't hit the sleeping hours and you just stay up all night, it's fantastic. It's so much fun. But if you hit those sleeping hours, it's not fun anymore. And you don't have anything to sleep. You are wide awake because you were having fun, and then you're just laying there, and you're like, there's another time where I went and hung out with my other friend. This was probably 12. Sorry, this turned into just a sleepover story where I hate sleepovers whenever I was younger. And my friend's mom, we were supposed to go fishing. She picks me up from my house. And then she goes, "I have to do a couple errands." We go to the bank, and then we go food shopping, and then we go And then we get to go fishing. We get to go stand out there where my friend did not want to go fishing anymore. He so we call his mom to come pick us up. We get in the car. We do another errand. I don't know how many errands you have in one day, but it was nuts. And then we get back to his house, and he's having fun. We're having fun. We were playing like a card game or something. And it was 9:30. And he's like, you gotta stay over, you gotta stay over. So I'm like, all right. It was 9:30, and then 10 o'clock hits, and he is passed out, fully passed out. And at a sleepover, you're not supposed to really sleep. It's just a long hangout. And he is passed out. And there's no air conditioning. It is the middle of summer. It's hot. It's hot in here. And at all, I was not ready for the sleepover. There's a common theme of me not being ready for the sleepover, but ending up sleeping over anyway. And his mom comes in late, and she had grocery. No, I don't even think it was 10. I think it was probably like 8:30 or 10 or and 9, whatever. It was still early. She comes in with more groceries, and she yells for the kid. She yells for my friend. And I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, you gotta help with the groceries. This was our day of fun, and it was, looking back at it, it's like, what the? So that's my sleepover stories. I'm not very fond of sleepovers whenever I was younger, but I don't mind them now. Like Drew and Chris and I all had one, and we played ping pong until about 4 a.m. and then we slid down the stairs, and that was a phenomenal sleepover. But I guess it just has to be with the right people, and the people have to know the mission of the sleepover. Chris and I stayed up all night, and we played office trivia in his room, and it was great. But there's always something on the golf course that can be changed. Maybe you swing too hard, maybe you swing too soft, maybe you top the ball, but this is an easy fix. Go to pinsandaces.com and start looking good on the golf course, even if your game isn't. Play well, look good, feel good. Go to pinsandaces.com, use code JustForFun for 20% off. I'd like to talk about upcoming movies, and that's one of the other things that I absolutely love is going to the movie theater, sitting in the recliners and paying for overpriced popcorn and buttering it up. I do the trick where you put the straw in the middle and then you butter it through the straw, and you kind of soak the inner layers. It's kind of like when you put sprinkles in the middle of your ice cream and you stack it, kind of. If you're getting soft serve and you stack it into the middle and tasting the butter throughout. I know it's absolutely unhealthy for you and it's terrible for you, but I love it. I love going, and especially with the recliners now, you can go in and there's a little arm where you can lift up and you can be closer to whoever you're sitting next to, which is really, really nice because you can get comfortable and watch the movie like you're at home. Here are movies that are coming out soon. Some are a little bit further away than others. There is some November movies, so bear with me, but they sound so good. First up is Jackass. It comes out June 26th, so that's about a month away. It's their last one. I've seen TikTok clips of it. I can't believe they're still doing this. I can't believe that their bodies are still letting them do this. And the fact that their stunts are just getting bigger and bigger is mind-boggling to me. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Whenever I was younger, I used to want to be almost a member of Jackass, but I quickly realized that it was very, very dumb, and I could not stand the pain of it. So that dream quickly died out. Coming out soon, June 5th, which is just a week away, basically. A Scary Movie. I've never seen this one. I don't really want to. It's about a scary movie, but it's the classic, what's up? That scene. Comes out June 5th. Now, one that I will be seeing June 19th. One that I will be seeing, Toy Story 5. Coming out June 19th, Toy Story number 5. They got the tablet coming back, and it really shows the realness of how technology and stuff is taking over compared to toys. I remember playing with toys and stuff like that, and I think kids still do, but it shows the Power of technology now. This one I had no idea that they were making. Comes out November 20th. Hunger Games. I saw the last one. I was absolutely obsessed with it. They're writing a new book right now, I think. I think they're coming out with a new book. Yeah, they're coming out with a new book August 2026. So that's next month. 2 months from now. 3 months. May, June, July, August. Yeah, 3 months from now. There's a new Hunger Games, and then following along later in the year comes out the movie. Then July 31st is Spider-Man. I didn't even know that they were making another Spider-Man, but I definitely think those are the best movies, is Spider-Man movies. I used to go to the theater alone whenever I was in middle school, and I would bike to the movie theaters, and that was one of the movies that I saw was Spider-Man Homecoming, and it was great. I absolutely love that movie. So, and then staying with the Avengers theme, Avengers Doomsday is coming. December 18th, 2026. So right at the end of the year, you get one more Avengers movie, which is pretty cool. I mean, if you were a Avengers fan, if you're a superhero fan, I don't know if this will be the last one. I mean, Doomsday seems kind of like that's the last one, but I don't think that they'll ever make a last Avengers. Now, this one I'm super excited about. It's called Fokker-in-Law. It comes out November 25th. Ariana Grande stars in this one. She basically outdoes everything that he does, or the father-in-law, and they become friends. Or that's what I saw from the trailer. But it comes out November 25th. Coming out next week is Breadwinner, May 29th. It's a Friday. I hope you watch it. It's about how a man becomes a stay-at-home dad because his wife goes out and goes on Shark Tank and has a successful pitch, and then he becomes stay-at-home dad and not the breadwinner, and she becomes the breadwinner. It was a very funny trailer, and I would love to go and see this one. Sticking on theme, I saw this thing on Instagram that Grown Ups 3 was coming out. I've said this before, but a cinematic masterpiece in themselves. I mean, you can't go wrong with Grown Ups. It's actually one of my favorite movies, I guess. Maybe it is. Yeah, I would say it's got to be up there for sure. But I heard that there was a Grown Ups 3 coming out, so that got me interested in. These are the top 10 Adam Sandler highest grossing movies. At number 10, just go with it, grossing in $214 million. If you haven't seen it, it's about two coworkers that pretend to be married, and they go on this trip, and then not to spoil it, so I'm going to stop it there. Number 9 is Bedtime Stories. It's basically he tells a story, and it comes to life, and the kids live it, and it's very, very cool. He's in a competition with the other dad almost. It's a very funny one, and I definitely recommend. Grossing in about $221 million. Number 8 is Big Daddy. You can't go wrong with this one. Grossing in about $228 million. If you haven't seen it, he becomes a dad. He has a kid named Sonny. It's absolutely phenomenal. He basically raises his kid, but not actually. He's fostering him, and then he ends up adopting him. It's fantastic. Number 7, you wouldn't expect it on this list, but Click. It's about a story of an architect who gets a magic remote and can fast forward through time, but he loses those precious memories with his family because it starts to make decisions for him. Now, I've never actually seen this one. I've definitely put it on the watch list, but it made $237 million, and it is wild that it's that much. At number 6, you wouldn't expect this one to be in the top 10, but Pixels, grossing in $243 million. If you haven't seen this one, he's a tech guy that turns into basically the world saver. His friend's the president, and old video games send an attack on Earth, and he's the only one that can defend it. But he goes through a lot, and so he outruns Pac-Man and all that. At number 5 is Grown Ups 2, a phenomenal movie. The gang gets back together, and they have a massive party, and people come, and there's a fight. And yeah, if you've never seen it, it's definitely a good watch, especially before Grown Ups 3. I definitely recommend it. Grossing in about $247 million. Grossing in $272 million is Grown Ups at number 4. If you haven't seen this one, It's their friend group. They come back to town because there's a funeral for their basketball coach. And then they realize, where did the time go? So they rent out an old cabin that they used to go to all the time and have the summer of their lives, basically. They realize that friendship is more powerful than any sort of work. And yeah, they have the best summer ever, basically. Number 3, a shocker for me, and it's a pattern. Hotel Transylvania, the original. It's about Dracula who owns a hotel, and there's a hotel full of monsters. I really hope you've seen it because it's very, very popular. It was on Disney for a very long time. It's about Dracula. He owns a hotel, and his daughter marries a human, has a kid, all that stuff. But grossing in about $377 million. At number 2, Hotel Transylvania 2, very fitting, grossing $474 million. This one's just like the first one. It's lighthearted. It's about his grandson not showing his vampire side a little bit too quick. So he's worried that he's not going to have that vampire side, and he opens up the hotel to humans, and things get a little fun. And at number 1, Hotel Transylvania 3. I cannot believe that a third is his highest gross at $527 million. Now, this list is off Instagram, so I'm not sure if it's completely true, but yeah. Hey, Kyle, you look good. How do you look so good all the time? Oh, thanks, Kyle. I think you're pretty handsome too, but that's because I sleep on the most cozy sheets of all time. They may be expensive, but do you know how much time you spend sleeping in your bed? How long? About a third of your life is spent sleeping. So, is there some sort of code or something that I can use? Yes, we do have a discount. Use code JustForFun for 20% off your order. And yes, they are expensive, but you should invest in good sleep, and good sleep starts with comfy sheets. So, go to cozier.com, use our code JustForFun for 20% off, or click the link in the description. Now, if you're looking for something to do in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and you'd like to escape a room and go into like a different scenario and stuff like that, you should use our code JustForFun for $10 off your first room. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, why in the world would I do an escape room? Well, it puts you in a situation that you've probably never been in before. Have you ever found a lost city of Atlantis? No? Well, you can find it at Monkey Mind Escape Rooms. Use code JustForFun for $10 and enjoy your time, because adventure awaits. Here are some fun facts that you probably didn't know. Now, have you ever looked at a chef's hat and wondered why there's so many folds? Well, there's actually 100 of them, and it represents 100 ways to cook an egg. I can't even think of 20 ways to cook an egg, to be honest. So the fact that there's 100 is pretty wild. Fun fact, about 700 grapes go into one bottle of wine. That's approximately 2.6 pounds if you're wondering how much fruit you get when you uncork your favorite red wine. I mean, that's basically the whole entire bag of grapes and more, if you really think about it. Here's another one that will knock your socks off. Some cats are actually allergic to humans. Now, it's very unlikely, but they are. It can happen. There's not as much, we don't shed as much hair as them or dead skin, but yes, it does happen. This one's a cute one about baby otters. They can't swim right away, so the mom will make a raft out of kelp while she hunts and brings back food. And they actually hold hands while they sleep so they don't drift away. That's adorable. That's just an adorable fact. That's a really funny one. I also learned that they love ice. I've seen many videos of otters playing with ice, and it's the cutest thing ever. This one's pretty wild. The voices of Mickey and Minnie actually got married in real life. The people who played the voice actors, they got married for 18 years. Their names were Wayne Alwyn and Russie Taylor, which were married for 18 years until Wayne died in 2009. This one actually blew me away. The lyre bird can mimic almost any sounds it hears, including chainsaws. So imagine you're walking through the forest and all you hear is a little... That could be a lyrebird and not just a chainsaw that somebody's trying to cut down a tree. So be careful walking down. This bird is native to Australia and can mimic almost any sound it hears, including cars or camera shutters or actually anything. Now this one's kind of an odd one. Technically, we are all stars. A recent research has just posted that we share 97% of the same kind of atom. So technically, we're all stars. Do you know what the most popular state bird is, including Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, North Carolina, Ohio, Virginia, and West Virginia? All pick the same bird. It's the northern cardinal. It's a beautiful bird, and it was picked as their most favorite species. Ever bite into a chocolate bar and think, hey, maybe I should put this down and have some fruit? Well, technically, it is a fruit. Cocoa comes from the beans, and it is grown the same way, or fruit of the coca tree. Coca. The coca tree. So technically it is fruit, but I mean all the sugars and stuff is definitely not healthy for you, but you're technically eating fruit. There's a recent survey done at Kraft Foods that actually displayed how you ate an Oreo is actually your personality trait. It says that biters are more easygoing and self-confident, while dunkers display more energetic and adventurous qualities, while twisters, on the other hand, are sensitive and trendy. So how do you eat your Oreo? Did you know that May is Mental Health Awareness Month? Well, now you do. And with comfort, it eases anxiety and helps you deal with your day. And I'm lucky enough to have a code that you can use for 15% off. So shop the link in our description. And now that may have been an ad read, but mental health is a real thing that a lot of people deal with. And it's not just a stigma. It's not something that just is bad. It's good to talk about. It's good to ask questions about it. If you have questions about it, you should ask the person, how can they help you? And if they don't have an answer, that's okay too. I mean, maybe you're just being there and them knowing that you're there is sometimes just enough for them going through whatever they're going to. So don't be afraid to check up on your friends, talk to them. It's definitely not a joke almost. It's something real that people deal with every single day. I thought it was cool today. Spotify just released a new update that is holding tickets for real fans. So the whole premise of it is for real fans to go, and it will use data of who you listen to most. I hope Apple Music does this, because finding tickets to your favorite band or favorite artist is pretty tough. So to sit in the queue and wait for these tickets to come out is tough sometimes, and you can't really do it. So they're actually reserving tickets for you to buy if you'd like. Like, they're reserved for you, but you don't have to buy them if you don't want to, if that makes sense. Which is super, super cool, and I love that. But I was thinking about MasterChef and all those cooking shows, and it's pretty nuts that all these people just remember all the recipes. Like, my mom does it, and she's phenomenal. She's not on, like, MasterChef herself, but she cooks a lot, and she remembers these recipes, and it's absolutely insane to me that all these people just remember all the recipes, especially the baking shows, and it comes out phenomenal. I mean, I like to bake, and maybe I'll make a baking episode one day, but I love to bake cookies, and I think that I have one of the top cookies. You saw him here get tried, but anyway, I've made those cookies probably like once a month, I would say. So probably since high school. So probably, if we do a rough estimate there, we'll say 100 times. I've probably made this recipe 100 times in my lifetime, and I still couldn't tell you every single ingredient that's in it. I know most of it, but I don't know a lot of it. And these people know everything, basically. They go on and just zone in, and it's phenomenal to watch, to be honest. One last thing, I want to say thank you so much again for all the comments, all the support, all the love. The feeling of reading those comments really make me want to keep doing this and keep talking, and you make me feel heard, and it's a phenomenal feeling, and I love it. I read every single comment, probably 6 to 20 times, and it really made me feel good because having Drew and Chris here was phenomenal, and just to reassure, we are still friends. We're still good. We're all still friends. They just didn't feel like doing it anymore. But you start to doubt yourself of, if people actually come to watch or whatever and stuff like that. But it's very nice to see the support, and you guys don't have to comment. You don't have to comment at all, but I love reading your comments. It was very nice seeing that episode do so well of just me compared to 3 of us. It kind of gives me the reassurance of it will do well, and I think I'm just going to spit it. I think I'm going to use it as a place to kind of talk about what's going on in my life, or spread stories of what I've done in my life or whatever. So let me know what you think I should change the name to. Probably just going to be Just for Fun for now, but until then, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and listen wherever you get your podcasts. And we will see you next Saturday. Or I'll see you next Saturday. Or we, both of us. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed.